Hi friends, when using Python to run many automations, oftentimes we run into a situation where we need some sort of user interface to allow user to upload certain files or to put in some parameters. To resolve this, I want to introduce you to a third-party package or library called Streamlit. Using Streamlit, you can easily create a web UI yourself using Python. And it's also very convenient to do to allow to create a very nice and friendly user interface for your users to upload certain files or change parameters and do all sorts of input manipulations. And you can also use Streamlit to display the result and display the chart that you build using Matplotlib or Seaborn. So with this, let's go to our VS Code and I will briefly show you how Streamlit works. In order to use Streamlit, let's first install it. So let's open up a terminal and put pip install Streamlit. Note, my virtual environment already has Streamlit installed, so it may take you up to a minute for you to fully install Streamlit onto your machine. With this, let's close our terminal and create the new file called streamlit intro.py. And first, I want to import Streamlit as st. st is a standard alias for Streamlit by convention. And now let's paste some of the codes we have in our course material. First, let's create two variables, revenue and costs. Each variable can take an input from the Streamlit number input method, which I will show you later when we run the program. You will see how the input and the buttons are shown in Streamlit. So this input is telling the user, please enter revenue, and also have some validation rules built in. Basically, we don't want negative values. We want the minimum value basically being 0. Same thing for costs. We create another number input for costs and telling user please enter costs here. And after those, we want to create a button called Streamlit button called calculate. We use the if to basically do this button. This is essentially means if user doesn't click this button, it doesn't do anything. Only if the user clicks the button, it will run the programs below. The program below is saying, well, there is another variable, net income. And this net income is basically taking revenue minus costs. Once we have the net income, we want to display a successful message, basically showing net income and the number calculated. So it's a very simple calculator program showing the net income. With this, we're ready to run the Streamlit application we just built. There is a little caveat here. Instead of running the Python file, we need to use a dedicated Streamlit run command in our terminal. If we don't do that, if we simply run Python file, we will encounter an error basically telling us, oh, instead please use Streamlit run method plus your file path. So what you can do is you can copy this part of the message in your terminal and kill this terminal for now. And let's restart. To correctly run this program, paste what you just copied and wrap your Python file with the double quote. With this, the Streamlit program is ready to run. So again, in order to run a Streamlit program, you need to use the Streamlit command called Streamlit run plus the file path. Now let me hit enter. So once I hit enter, you see this automatically go to open up a browser. And if my default browser is Google Chrome, So Chrome is going to open up this tab for me, and this is showing me a local host. What this means is I'm literally hosting this Streamlit web application directly on my machine. And if I go back to Streamlit, you see it opens up a local URL and network URL. And this is basically a website hosted locally by running this Streamlit program. Now with this Streamlit program, I can test whether it can do the calculations. So let me put some numbers for revenue and put some numbers for costs and hit the button calculate. And you see the net income is calculated for me. And this is a way you can leverage Streamlit to take input from your users and generate an output that the user prefers. And Streamlit is very powerful front-end web application that you can leverage to build many automations down the road. So in the next few sessions, we're going to run through a number of Streamlit use cases and components. So make sure you learn how to use those components so you can quickly build front-end applications using Streamlit. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.